think there are lots of lessons to be learned from how we were caught out by the speed and the scale of the fall of Kabul. But Claudia, from the UK, the US through NATO allies, and indeed the Taliban and many ordinary Afghans themselves were surprised by the pace of events. Of course we need to learn the lessons of that, but I don't think it is accurate to suggest that the UK was alone in thinking it would take longer and it would be more incremental in terms of the deterioration of the situation and the consolidation of control by the Taliban.
Well, you know, France started their evacuation way back in May.
Claudia, this is just nonsense. You're comparing. You're just not comparing like for like.
In terms of, you know, we've had 40 years of Western intervention, occupation in Afghanistan, destabilising Afghanistan and the entire region, and in fact laying the way, if you like, for civil wars. What is your understanding of civil wars in Afghanistan, and what would be your approach?
I'm sure the 40 years was all Western. I think the Russians were in there before, Claudia. But clearly there are lessons to be learned about the ability and the way in which a campaign primarily focused on counter-terrorism morphed into something more akin to nation building. We don't want to give up our ideals, our ambition, our attachment to liberal democracy and open societies, but we do need, as Tom has mentioned, I think I've picked up on a couple of times now, to reconcile our ends with our means to deliver them, particularly, of course, in a wider global context where power has become more widely dispersed with the rise of the East.